Okay, there we are. I think I'm good to go here. Okay. You guys can see and hear, right? Let me know. We should be good now. Sorry, I was having a moment. I was having a moment. Oh, goodness. Moments. Yes. You see. Hi, Barb. Hi, Patricia, Rain, Teal Wings, Poetic Angel. Hey, Hottie Popo. Hi, Deb. Hi, Regina and Debbie, Mary Ellen and Tia. Goodness sakes. Hi, Galena. All right. So, mercy, mercy. I haven't streamed for a while, and you'd think that I'd forgotten everything I knew about streaming. Hi, Anna Maria from Milano. My goodness. All right. So this is just an impromptu, fun kind of stream. It's literally just for fun. And I forgot something. I'll be right back. So before I get started, I have to tell you that I have cats in the studio with me tonight. It's tonight here. And so that could be a problem. So if I have to stop and put them away, that's what I'm going to have to do. I know, isn't this cute? Hey, Jan. I won't be here too terribly long this evening, but I'm going to be here for a little bit. So yeah, the cats are in the studio with me, and so that could be problematic, and you're only going to see my hands and what I'm working on tonight because I'm not camera presentable. Yeah, so I'm not camera presentable, but my hands look as bad as they always do. So that's just the way that's going to be. Anyway, looking at my setting things here. Okay, sorry, I'm just checking things out. We worked on, my son was home for the last 10 days or so, and so we're fine-tuning settings and stuff. That always means life gets a little exciting, because it takes me a little while to get things back where I know where everything is. Anyway, I had Linda. Hi, Bunny. Christy, Regina. Oh, you're too nice, Regina. You're too nice. Anyway, I was at Barnes & Noble. Yeah, here comes one cat. He's trying to make his way into my streaming space. My monitor, my main monitor is right where I'm pointing. It's right ahead of me. I have another monitor off to the left, another monitor off to the right, and I have a chat monitor further to the left. Anyway, there is a space about this wide, however wide that is, between two of the monitors, and the cats are on the other side of the monitor. And so once I start talking, they think I'm talking to them. Yeah, so we'll see how long this lasts, because I'm going to guess within 5 minutes I'll be having to put them behind door number 1. You can see me in the bottom right corner. You can see me in the bottom right corner of the screen. You shouldn't be able to. You should only see my hands. You see my face in the bottom right corner? You should not be able to see me except my hands. Are you just... Oh, Hottie Popo, you are mean. You about gave me a little heart attack right there. You just about gave me a little heart attack. You ornery thing. You ornery Hottie Popo. Hottie Popo is Susan. She is ornery, I'm telling you. Just about gave me a little heart attack. Yeah, this tote came from Barnes & Noble. I just got it a little bit ago, a little few minutes ago. So it came from Barnes & Noble. And they had a coupon for 25% off an item, and so I took advantage of that. It's a cute tote. It has boxed corners. It's a canvas tote. It has boxed corners. Has a zipper in it. You'd think I work for Barnes & Noble. As much as I'm there. As much as I'm there, I should be, right? But it's just canvas. And it has a zipper across the top. Anyway, what I put inside was a piece of cardboard with a plastic bag on it. Hey, Janet. Hi, Valerie. Yeah, the tote is from Barnes & Noble bookstore. And I don't know if it's available online or not. I got it in the store. So... Anyway, so that is where it came from. So I'm just going to paint. I have fabric paints, and I also have fabric markers. I have stained markers from Sharpie. So that's what is here. So these are the stained markers. These are fabric markers from Sharpie. And then these are tulip fabric markers. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play here. And then I have some brushes, and I have some fabric paints from Fabric Creations. There's all different kinds of brands of fabric paints and so forth. I don't have all their colors of the fabric paint, but what I don't have, I can mix. It is such a cute tote, isn't it? It really is. So I'm going to... As long as it took me to get ready to stream tonight, you would think that I had not done this in like weeks. Probably because I haven't. Probably because I haven't done it in weeks. Anyway, so let's play. Let's play. What is cute about this tote is that it's all about cats. So if you're a cat person, this will probably appeal to you. If you're not a cat person, I'm a cat and a dog person. I'm just a general animal person. What's funny about this is all the books on here are puns about cats. So, Song of Salmon, a pair of mice lost. So you would have to be familiar with the English language to get the puns. Robin Food. Scratcher in the Rye, King Tear, Catula, The Scarlet Yarn, Dr. Cheshire and Mr. Hyde, Brave New Purr, The Great Gatsby, Lord of the Felines, Alice in Slumberland, etc. So anyway, 20,000 Leagues Under the Bed, Robinson Calico, A Tale of Two Kitties, Cat Beth. Yeah. Anyway, I just think they're funny. Hi, Bernice. Thanks. Hi, Denise. So anyway, I'm just going to get out some paints and just play. So I'm going to fill up my palette with all the colors I have, and then I'll have them ready to go. But aren't they funny? They're just, it's just funny. So I'm just going to get out some of these. I'm using Fabric Creations. The Fabric Creations paints are, I think it's a brand of Hobby Lobby brand, but I could be wrong about that. The tote is on barnesandnoble.com. Okay, thanks. So, by the way, if any of you are interested in our Black Friday sale at HowToGetCreative.com, it is on until November 30th. You'll find the information in the description box below the video. The code, it's good for anything in the gift shop. And it is Black Friday 25. It'll give you 25% off. So that is available if you're interested in, if you've been waiting to get the Mandala Madness cards or anything like that, it's a good time to do that. Or if you want them for gifts and so forth. So you go to, there's a link in the description box, or you can just go to HowToGetCreative.com, click on the shop tab, which will get you into, that's the same color. How do I have two of the same color? Because I bought two of the same color, right? Yep, lime and lime. Well, we know I like that color then, don't we? Oh, good, Denise. Hey, Jan. Lady True North is Jan. So I'm just squirting out colors so I have enough, but understand that at any moment I might have to stop and put cats away because they are on the table with me. They are on the table with me. So I'm just going to be playing and painting a little bit, and I'll be on for a little while, not, you know, not for a super long time, because actually I haven't eaten yet tonight, and it's almost 8 p.m. here. Yeah, they just want to paint, that is for sure. Hi, Angie. For sure. So I put a piece of plastic covered chipboard in there, and so I'm just going to play. This is not meant as any kind of tutorial kind of anything. This is just meant for a fun kind of a hangout kind of stream. So let's just see what happens. Yeah, paint paws could just go right on this tote, couldn't they? All right, let's see if I can manage to start up in the corner. And we'll just see how things go here. Since I have out quite a bit of green, I'm going to start with quite a bit of green. And I probably will have to go back over the black lines. I want to see how much this paint is going to obscure the black lines. The words, in other words. I'll have to go back over them with the black marker when I get done. But it'll be fun. Sometimes it's just fun to play, you know? Sometimes it's good to just have something mindless to do. Hey, Becky. Jan says, okay, she can pay attention now. She ordered the tote. It's pretty darn cute, isn't it, Jan? What were they charging for it online? It's probably the same thing it was in the store. You guys have seen it now, so I can zoom in so you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. I'm not going to worry too much about, you know, slopping over the black lines at this moment, because I'll come back and true those up later. And I'm going to move the palette so I don't put my arm in it. Uh-oh. There is Race. Race, are you at home? Listen to him. Anyway, see that up close as I was doing it. If you are, would you look at the PC, because it says that I'm, let's see. Yes, okay. It says on the PC that I'm offline. That's what it's showing, and I'm not quite sure what I need to do to change that. Sorry that my head was in the way for you guys. I just noticed that. Oh well. Yeah, anyhow. If you want to, Mr. Race. If you don't, it's fine. He had a long day of traveling today, so... We're just playing just for fun here. We're just playing for fun. As I said, it's going to look a little blurry and stuff because I'm just putting paint on here, not paying too much attention to the black lines. I'll come back and go over all the black lines later. Just playing. Hi, Linda McAllister. There's so many details to so many things. You know what I mean? There's just so many details. Race is always there to say, any way to see it closer? Yep, always away. Always somebody to give me some grief, huh? Always somebody to give me some grief. Race is the technical department. In case you're new here and you don't know that, can you just leave the writing parts without paint and just fill in the other? Oh, absolutely. You can do anything. Thank you, Mr. Race. I appreciate you doing that. I don't know what it was I needed to do. You can tell me later. He's in my computer. He's in my computer all the way from his home, straightening things out. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like anything else. Whatever you'd like to do, you can make it your own. I'm sure they never ever intended that anybody would paint this tote bag. And if I painted all parts of it, it would take forever, right? Forever. And sometimes when I'm doing something, it takes me a while to develop, you know, the concept of what I want to accomplish. So it's going to look blurry. And as you can tell up here, the words are obscured, but I'm not going to paint around all those words. I'm just going to do this. Hey, Christy. Well, good. I'm glad that I could be here painting a toad. but perhaps, perhaps, perhaps. So let's paint. I'm going to paint the pages of the book here. Did I have Toad written someplace when it should have said, did it autocorrect me someplace? Where it should have said Tote. It's entirely possible, because sometimes that happens, or sometimes I just have a brain fart and just can't spell. That's happened too. I'm telling you, I'm new, just getting started on Instagram, and I'm telling you what, you'd think I'd never written anything or spelled anything in my entire life based on the number of grammatical and spelling screw-ups I've had going on over there. Goodness gracious. I mean, really. Oh, you call them toads, not totes. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, now that clears that up, thankfully. Thankfully. Whew, I thought I'd messed something up. There's that Linda McAllister giving me trouble again. That Linda McAllister, I'm telling you, you got to watch her every minute. You got to watch her every minute. Got to watch her all the time. So I'm just using fabric paint. And I'm just, you know, some of these little tiny areas would be better done with a marker. We'll get out a marker and play with it here in a second. I just thought it'd be fun to but you're so cute. I know. She's trouble, but she's just so cute. That Linda. So something like this, if you're going to paint all parts of it, it's going to take a long time to do. But, you know, who says? Who says you have to hurry, right? Who says you have to hurry? Let me switch to my other brush here in a minute. This one isn't very stiff. And when you're painting on fabric, it really helps to have a brush with some Inktense pencils. Yeah, Inktense pencils would work on this. Just dip them in water and paint. Use them on the tote. You could do that as well, for real. Okay. Now, realize that I'm uber zoomed in here. Hey, Lynn. Hi. Is it gay? Okay. Let's see. Did I miss a question? Hi, Kathy Whitney. These are Dina brushes. These are Dina Wakely brushes. And they work really well for this kind of stuff, which is when you're working on fabric, they work really well for this kind of thing. When you're painting on fabric, you need stiff bristled brushes. I find they work the best. Now, is that the only way to do things like this? No, not at all. Because what works for you or what works for me might not be the thing that you find that works the best. So my attitude is always do whatever works for you. Or try it, you know, because you might like something better than I like. There are always 1,000,002 different ways to accomplish things. This is just very, very basic color blocking. Hi, Nancy. So I need to come back up here and fill in the rest of this book because I didn't even realize I'd missed it. I assumed that this is part of this book up here. Seems like it would be, doesn't it? Seems like it would be. So it's going to look blurry and scribbly and very out of focus because they, as I slop over the black lines with the paint, that's just how it's going to look. Yeah, the design was on the tote. The tote comes from Barnes & Noble. It's a bookstore here in the U.S. and it has a zipper in the top. It's just, I bought it earlier today and I thought, because I thought it would be fun and it would be something that, honestly, that I could just come on and just do some painting. And just do a fun stream. So we're going to come right over I'm not going to paint around the letters as I said earlier. I'm just going to paint right over the top of them. Now you could get fancy with painting stuff like this and you could do shading and all kinds of things like that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to color block it. And I also find that, you know, sometimes I put a little bit of water in with the paint. Not much. Can't do much. Because if you do very much, it's going to spread the paint. Make it bleed where you don't want it. You're going undercover? Okay, Linda. I know, they're really cute, aren't they? The totes are really cute. I have another one that I bought at Starbucks. I'll show you that one. So let me go get the other one. I'll show it to you. So this one, let me zoom out so you can see it a little bit more. This one came from Starbucks. And it has, you know, the handles on it. But you can see it there. So it looks, the tote itself looks like this part down here. It has the green dots on it. And then I've painted, this side I've painted just a little bit of it. This is what I've done on the other side of it. But isn't it cute? And I've embellished this a little bit more. I've added some sparkly paints and stuff like that. But it's really cute. The thing that's nice about this one is it's got a waterproof coating inside. It's very well made. What are you doing? Somebody is, sorry, I was looking at cat. All of a sudden my monitor decided to move, and that was because a cat pushed against it. Anyway, cute, isn't it? So I am drawn to these kinds of totes because sometimes you just need mindless things that you can just sit down and do that don't involve any kind of brain power whatsoever. So let me see whether my heat gun is on. I don't know whether it's plugged in or not. It is. So let's heat gun this. Hi, Crafting Mama Shelly. So look at things. I guess the point that I'm making is when you're out shopping and looking at things, I mean, this tote didn't cost very much. Plus they had a coupon on it, this one. Oh, sorry, I had to stop and listen. There was a noise outside. It's a helicopter. So when you're out shopping, look at things with how can you personalize the things that you might purchase, you know, to make it your own. Don't let it be like everybody else's. Okay. And that's the kind of thing that I like to do. So this is a Sharpie stained marker. And you could use any kind of Sharpie marker to do this sort of thing. You don't need to use a fabric marker, because I'm never going to wash this anyway. This is the kind of thing I got to do and not talk. Because if I talk, this is the kind of thing that I can mess up. Dr. Cheshire and Mr. Hyde. Okay, so I've gone over the letters a little bit. You know, it's a little messy. It's a little sloppy, but, you know, hey, it's mine. It's mine. Who cares? So I can sort of true up some of the black lines here a little bit. Now you could paint all these little bitty areas with markers as well. You don't have to use a brush. You know, you can do what you want. Okay. And see, you can get the detail back by just going back with a black marker on top of the places where I got sloppy with the color. Hi, Monique. What kind of Sharpie marker is this? This is These are the Stained by Sharpie markers. That's what these are. And this comes in a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 colors. I think that's all they have is 8, I believe. But that's what they are. But it's actually a fabric marker. And then these are some other markers that I have. These are tulip fabric markers. There's all kinds of fabric markers. You can also use things like the Pigma. These are brush style Pigma markers. I probably didn't show you this so you could see it. Sorry, I wasn't watching what I was doing. I was looking at the marker instead of my screen. Fabric markers by Tulip. So there's all different kinds of markers out there you could use. But that just kind of takes that whole thing. And remember, you're looking at it super close up. Super close up. You don't need to look at it this close, ever. Oh, by the way, any of you guys that like... this is a public service announcement. You're going to hate me for this. Any of you people who are in the United States and you like the Moleskine journals... all of the Moleskine journals at Barnes & Noble are on sale 40% off. So, and that was all of them. So that's my public service announcement. If you like Moleskine journals and you have a Barnes & Noble close to you, I don't know if they're on sale online or not, but they were in the store. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. So meanwhile, back at the palette. Okay, let's see. Let's paint these funny little books up here. Hey, CB. Yeah, 40% off. I don't know that I've ever seen them 40% off myself, unless they were clearancing them out and getting rid of them. So, yeah. Okay, let's paint this one. But I think this just looks so much better. Personally, I think it looks better to have color than to just be this boring black and cream colored tote. Besides, this color back here is not my favorite color, even though it's the color of canvas. That's kind of one of those colors that I go, oh, I don't know, you guys, I don't know. Whew. It's just not my favorite. It's kind of like Titan Buff. It's kind of one of those colors that makes you want to, it's kind of like lukewarm coffee. Or lukewarm tea with milk in it. You kind of want to go, ugh. Hi, Checky. Hi, Creative Wings. I'm sorry I don't remember your name. But welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for popping in, everybody. This was a real spur-of-the-moment kind of thing. It was like I went and bought this tote and told Clausman, who's in the audience, I said, I'm going to go home and stream for a little bit. Not for very long. But I just thought I would show you this cute tote, because there are lots of people out there that like cats, and I thought, oh, I'll just show you guys something fun. This is the kind of thing it's good for watching television if you're in a place, you know, if you have a place where you can do that, or put on music or whatever, and you could just sit and just color. If you have Inktense blocks, you could get a hold of color with Inktense blocks with a brush, and that would be fun to do too. So there's lots of ways to color these. And if you don't plan on washing it, you don't have to worry about the material that you use, you know, the medium that you use to paint it with. Hello, Gail. Hi, Sandra. The tote is from Barnes & Noble bookstore, and one of the viewers here, Jan, said she ordered it on barnesandnoble.com. I bought mine in the bookstore, but if you don't have a Barnes & Noble near you, then you could order it online. Okay, so let's just keep going a little bit. And as things dry, you may find some, you know, some places where you got to go back and touch things up. That's pretty typical with when you're doing something like this, a canvas type thing, a tote sort of thing that's where the fabric is not a flat fabric. You got to go back and touch things up. That's pretty typical. Okay, so let's play with, I'm using a pretty big brush here, so this could go pretty badly up here. This could go pretty badly because I'm using a pretty big brush. I do have a smaller one, but it was awfully soft, and so I wasn't getting the results I expected. But we could always opt for the markers, couldn't we? But that would make things way too easy. Just way, way, way too easy. We'll opt for the markers here in a minute, just because we want to see the difference, right? I see a lot of movement from some cats on the other side of my computer monitor. I see a lot of movement. Any minute now, they're going to come over here and start helping me. Hi, Marion. Yeah, we're just playing here tonight, just playing. I went and bought this tote and decided I should come home and immediately, if not sooner, immediately paint it. Now, I'm not going to even come close to painting this whole thing tonight by any stretch of the imagination, but I might come back on at some other point and paint some more of it with you guys, just because I think it might be fun to do. You could get in even closer so you could see it even closer. So I do have a plastic bag that's over a piece of chipboard inside this so that I don't have the color bleed through to the back side of the tote, because the other side of the tote is also screen printed with the same design. So I'm at any place that I'm slopping the color beyond like that, any place like that, I'm just going to let the color dry and then go right back over it with black, with a black marker. I'm not going to even try to repair any screw-ups. So, yeah. The background is probably going to remain that lovely color. Actually, I don't mind that as a background. The canvas color, I don't mind that for the background. That's too much like work, having to go in and paint the background. That is too much like work. If you took dye, RIT or some other, in the unpainted areas, would the painted areas get stained or act like a resist? That is a very good question. I'm not sure that I can answer that. I'm not sure I can answer that at all. It would have to be something that you'd have to pick a spot that you didn't care about so much, like on the bottom of the tote, for example, and try it. I really don't know. And probably what I'm going to do with this, honestly, rather than paint the whole thing, I may pick certain areas to paint. I don't know. I could paint the whole thing. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go along, which is what I do with many projects. I make it up as I go along, you know? Don't you? Well, you know, I have to say that unless something terrible happens to a tote bag, I probably shouldn't admit this, but I never wash them, ever. They just get old and then they go to the land of, you know, where cruddy things go that you don't wash. Like, I get rid of them or put them in a donate thing or something like that, you know. So let's use a marker up here in these other little areas. So in small areas like this, it would be much smarter to use a marker than a brush. But what's the fun in being smart? When you can make it difficult for yourself, you know? So, for example, this striped book right here, the stripy book, that's going to be really tough to paint. So let's use a marker. But with paints, you can mix colors. That's the other advantage. So you can paint. You can mix your paints to get the colors you want. Now, regular Sharpies might bleed on this fabric. I don't know. The stained markers don't tend to bleed, I find. Hey, Dawn. Let's make a mess, Dawn. How are you doing? But the fun thing about something like this is when you just start playing with it, you know, something like this, I don't pay any attention to the color balance and stuff like that. I'll just bounce colors around in it, you know, and just play. That's the whole point of something like this, is just to play and have fun. You know, you have those moments where you just need to drain your brain because you've had too many facts and figures popped into it. This is the kind of thing that's good for that. This is the kind of stuff that's good for that. Let's come over here. Let's see if we can paint around these letters. See if that's even possible, shall we? Let's try one of the tulip fabric markers. Let's try this one. This is more of a bullet point, where those others are brush markers. So let's see how this works. I've had these for a really long time. It's working pretty well. There are all kinds of fabric markers out there. So, you know, if you have a different kind of fabric marker, or if you have any kind of marker, try it on the bottom of the bag. to see if it's going to be what you know, if you're going to get the result that you like. You know, try it on the bottom. Now, the markers, I'm pretty sure, are going to be a lot more expensive than the fabric paints. But now, what I'm seeing here is that the marker is not going fully down into the little nooks and crannies of the canvas. So, yeah, but for little tiny areas, they're definitely the way to go. So just playing a minute here just to kind of experiment with the different markers. This is a tulip marker. Tulip markers don't seem to be as bright in color, or maybe they're picking up some of the black. Who knows? Anyway. Could you spray Scotch Guard on it to protect it? I would think you probably could. Again, I would test it on the bottom of the bag just to make sure that the Scotch Guard didn't somehow react to the markers. Dawn says she looks at crappy totes differently now that I've shown her how to art over it. The one I carry all the time is a makeover, an art over bag. It had a advertisement on it. And I went over the advertisement. I advertised for the company for a while, and then I went, yeah, I'm done with that. And I went right over it and used it. Now see, you have to decide on things like this. See, there's some little bits of the canvas showing through, but you're looking at this like uber close. Nobody's ever going to see this close, ever. So am I going to go back and get every little thing, every little speck of the canvas painted in? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, so let's do this orange, or as my son used to call it, orange. Rented tongue. Yeah, rented tongue, rented lips. It happens. And when I'm talking and thinking and painting and, you know, you never really know what's going to come out of my mouth. On the website, in the member area, I'm doing a series called it's an art journaling series. It's late night journaling with Barb. And I always record those late at night, so you just never know what's going to come out of my mouth and during those things. You never know what's happening on those. They are 100% unscripted, 100% edited. Yeah, that late night stuff is always tricky business. Tricky business. Well, yeah, if you're using it for grocery totes and you got stuff leaking like that, that's a whole different kind of story. That's a whole different thing right there. Yeah. Yeah, those are things that you're going to have to do something else about. Okay, so let's do this one right here. I'm going to do it with, I think I'm just going to use this pink. I have a limited palette. Aren't they funny? Yeah, Dawn, you'd like this. It's all cat plays on cat. They're cat puns. the Caterberry Tales. There's Robinson Calico. There's Song of Salmon instead of Song of Solomon. Anyway, fabric paint is what I'm using. But if you had Inktense blocks, you could do something very similar. I have a set of 12. I'm thinking about getting a larger set of the Inktense blocks because I really do like the Inktense products. Pencils. I have this set of pencils, but I sure like them. But there are times it would be really nice to just have the blocks, the bigger set of blocks too. But they work really nicely on fabric. I like the Inktense products because they work well on fabric and paper. Anyway, don't forget that we have a sale going on over at HowToGetCreative.com in the gift shop until November 30th, 25% off. Code is Black Friday 25. There's a link in the description box below the video. Or you can just go to HowToGetCreative.com and click the tab at the top of the page that says Shop. But you do have to put the code in. The code will not, it is not automatic. You have to enter the code. So if you have been wanting the Mandala Madness cards, inspiration cards, it's a good time to get them. My audiobook is there also. Normal Doesn't Live Here Anymore. The audio CDs, those you have to get from me. You can also get that on audible.com. Or you can get the book, the written version of the book. You can get that on Amazon. But if you want to hear my melodious voice read the book to you and Race's original music, then that is only available from me on the website. Because I know that you guys don't get enough of my voice, she says. Okay, I am rinsing out my brush. That's what my arm is doing off the screen. I'm going to let that dry, then I'll come back and clean up where I messed up here. Let's paint some shelving in, shall we? Let's paint some shelves. Let's see. I think I'll just use the same paintbrush. And this, I'm assuming, is a shelf unit, so we're going to paint that. Like the edge of the board, the shelf board. Guess I could put it over here where you could see, huh? And if this were smooth fabric, you could come in here with a marker and you could actually give it wood grain effect. But this fabric, because it's canvas, is pretty bumpy. So I don't think that it's going to work to put in wood grain effect. I'm going to get a different brush here for a second because this one is driving me a little crazy. I'll be right back. Yeah, I have another brush, but I don't know where it is. I'll try this one. Hello, Vicky. Sometimes when you do this kind of stuff, you got to paint it, let it sit and dry a little bit, and then you can see the parts that you really have to go over and paint again. You know, if you want to clear up all the little fuzzy spots. This fabric has a lot more texture than the Starbucks tote I did that I showed a minute ago. That one, the fabric is a lot smoother. The smoother the fabric, the easier it is to paint. And I'm not mixing any paints for this. I'm just using them straight out of the bottles. But if you like mixing paint, you could certainly do that. For small areas, it wouldn't hurt anything. For something, like if I were going to mix a lighter brown, for example, to do this, this board, the shelf board. It's like the front edge of a shelf or something. That's going to be tough to redo the paint mixture, you know, to get it accurate, repeatable, unless you do big quantities. Everybody must have been out shopping today where we live, because I went to the gym, and after that I usually go someplace to sit and write for a while. It drains my brain. It keeps me from exploding. It untangles my head. And boy, when I went into the coffee shop, there were not very many people in there, I'll tell you what. So I decided that probably everybody was out shopping. You could not drag me out to go shopping the weekend after Thanksgiving here in the United States. There is no possibility. But then I don't do a lot of shopping anyway. Claus Man got his Christmas present early. I don't know if he's still in the chat. If he is, you guys can ask him what his present was. He seems like he's having fun with it. He got it because the technical department was here. So they could play with it together. It's good to play. If you don't play as an adult, you need to get over your serious self need to start playing. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone, and we'll come up here and we'll do this shelf. Dawn, did you guess that? How did you know? One year I went shopping and I wrote everything that I was getting or I was giving to Claus Man for Christmas. I wrote it all in a letter to my best friend, but I had written a whole bunch of other things to her, and I didn't want, I was a little concerned that I might be whatever it was I'd said to my best friend, I didn't want to offend her in any way. I don't even remember what I'd said now. So I gave the letter to Claus Man, also known as my husband, and asked him to proofread the letter for me. So how stupid was that? It had everything that I was getting him for Christmas all listed out that I told my best friend. Yeah, that's how dumb I can be. Yep, that was one of my brighter moments. So he got finished reading the letter, and then he says, "Oh, thank you for the this, that, and something else." And I'm like, "Wait, how did you know that?" And he said, "You wrote it all down in that letter." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah. Every once in a while, you got to just sort of be amazed at your own stupidity, don't you? Maybe you guys don't have that issue. But I sure did. I don't think I've done that but once, which is a good thing. If I did it a second time, yeah, that would be really bad. I cannot believe the cats have been laying contentedly on their pallet on the other side of the computer system, and not even the Henri Chance has come over here to get in the way. So have any of you guys ever done anything that stupid? Have I ever painted the canvas pictures you can buy at Craft Pictures? I have not. I know, just stupidity plus. That was just stupidity plus. All right, let's paint this kitty. Let's paint this kitty here. Don't you think that's cute with the shelf? I know. I'll have to go back over the black lines, but All right, let's paint this kitty. Let's see, I might brush mix. I may brush mix a color here. So it's not, so kitty's not the same color. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want that color. Ooh, yeah, that was a real ugly color I just made. So I'm gonna have to start over. Good thing you weren't seeing that. Okay, so I've just taken the yellow and I've just mixed a tiny little bit of brown into it just to make it a little less crazy looking. But I'm going to just paint this little kitty yellow. A Lello kitty. Just paint a little Lello kitty. And the fun part about things like this, you can come back in and make it your own after the fact. You know, you can, I'm just going to ignore that black line for now. You can come back in and, you know, if you want to add stripes, tiger stripes, or, you know, like if it was a calico kitty and you wanted to make it a calico, you could, because it's yours. So you can just decide how you want to paint it and paint it. Yeah, every once in a while, I can just be just staggeringly stupid. I usually learn from my stupidity, though, and don't repeat it. That's a good thing, you know? That's a good thing. If you can learn from your dumb mistakes, that's a good thing. But even if you decided you didn't want to paint this, a tote like this, it's awfully cute just to have, don't you think? Don't you think it's cute? Besides that, there's just always something to look at. I can tell you that, you know, when you're feeling blue, who couldn't laugh at Alice in Slumberland and pair of mice lost? Who can't laugh at that stuff? You know, who can be in a bad mood once you start looking at some of these silly things on here? There's too much to laugh about in life to allow yourself. I mean, everybody is sad, and there's certainly some horribly sad things in the world. But you know, at some point, you gotta move past the sadness into being able to smile again. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt, moving on. So as I said, the black lines in here, I'm not going to try and paint around them. I'm going to come back. Once the paint is dry, I'll come back and put the black lines back in. All right, let's see if we can put a little pink kitty nose in here. This is like fluorescent pink, but you know, it's the best pink I got. It is cute, isn't it? It is cute. All right, so I'm just going to paint this little kitty's face up here. See if I can avoid the nose. This could be tricky. Could be tricky. We can all just be ridiculously silly sometimes, can't we? To the point of stupidity. And you've got to laugh at yourself. You know, you have got to laugh at yourself. All right, I'm going to switch to a little tiny brush here. Okay, Bunny, thanks for hanging out. I'm not going to be on here very much longer. I'm going to finish this kitty cat. We'll just finish this little kitty. Put a little pink in his ears. So just a little bit of pink in the ears. I didn't even clean off the brush, so it had some yellow. And I did that on purpose so it would just sort of blend together there. Bye, Dawn. It does look messy until you come back and clean up the black, that's for sure. Okay, now you guys are seeing it super, super close up. Remember that? You're really close up. You're never going to see this this close in real life. So I'm going to dry the kitty cat. Okay, this time I'm going to use one of the Micron Pigma brush pens. These are the, oops, sorry, blinded you, Pigma brush pens. I have a new light overhead, which I'm going to have to be careful of that I don't blind you guys. It's going to take me a little bit to kind of get used to that, so I appreciate your patience as I learn. As I learn myself, as I teach myself what to do here, what I have to be careful of. Okay, so this is the black Micron, Pigma Micron, or Micron Pigma brush pen. Little kitty looks much better once the little outlines come back. And this is the kind of thing that I pretty much need to get down fairly close to the surface, which I'm not, but this is what I need to be fairly close so I can really see what I'm doing. So this is a little bit hit and miss at the moment because I'm doing it so you guys can see more so than what necessarily I can see real well. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty much we cleared up most of the fuzzy outlines here and there. Hi, River City. I believe you're Deborah, right? All right, so there is our little tote bag, the beginning of it. You can see I didn't paint all the way to the bottom of that shelf part, just got it started. But anyway, I think it's cute. I think it's really cute. And I'm not sure what this book situation is over here, going on over here. I'll just put some color in over there. I think it's cute. I think the background is going to be fine to leave it the natural color of the tote. And it's interesting because like that looks like I slopped brown paint down there, but that's actually a flaw in the screen printing. But that's also something you can make it look. I can make it look like wallpaper back there, you know, with some dots from some of the markers or something. It's cute. It is fun. Hi, Adidel. Yeah, I'm going to leave the background natural because it makes the colors pop more. And who wants to paint all that stuff in? Not me. Okay, that's it, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. So just in case you wanted to know where this tote came from, you'd think I worked for them. I do not. Barnes & Noble, that's where I got it. You can get it online because somebody already ordered it from online. I got it in the store. And it's a really cute bag. It has a box bottom on it, and it has a zipper across the top. So it's a really cute tote bag. But it's a way to personalize, you know, what you want. And you could come in here and do as many, you know, as much shading and all that kind of stuff as you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use it like color blocking. So anyway, that's it. All right, I may see you again soon at some other point in time. And maybe we'll paint some more of it together. Who knows? Anyway, thank you for being here and hanging out. Whoops. Marker in the paint. Don't you just know that that's marker in the paint? I should not try and talk and do things all at the same time because that's just always deadly. You know what I mean? And why do I keep all the packaging and keep all this stuff together? Why do I do that? Because I teach classes and it's so much easier for me to show people about what it looks like when they're looking for something, that it comes in a package like this. Yeah, so that's why I do that. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. That's too much information you didn't even ask about. I will see you guys again soon. So remember to get creative today, and if you want to take advantage of our Black Friday sale that goes on till November the 30th, check out the description box below the video. I'll see you guys again soon. Remember to get creative today because you know it's easy. I'll see you again. Bye, everybody.